of January 2019. We are here at 10 Downing Street. We've just been to hand in a petition as Restoration of Human Rights Zimbabwe to request the Prime Minister and the government of the United Kingdom to help us, assist us in lobbying with the problems that we have in Zimbabwe, the irregularities within the government in Zimbabwe. President Mnangagwa and his crew need to sort their office out or ship out. The violence in the country of Zimbabwe, we are not satisfied as Zimbabweans with the economy. We need to have a change in our country of Zimbabwe. So we have come today to ask the Prime Minister to lobby for us on those issues that we have.
Someone else? Someone else? Someone else?
And also, which was in the same petition, to ask the Prime Minister, the Home Secretary, with the Department of Office Department, not to deport people to Zimbabwe, especially in this current circumstances. The situation in Zimbabwe has escalated in the past few weeks, and as we have seen before, the Home Office and the Zimbabwean Embassy seem to be working together in trying to deport failed asylum seekers to Zimbabwe. But at this point in time, as Restoration of Human Rights Zimbabwe, we are asking the UK government to stop deporting people to Zimbabwe because the situation is very, very hostile. People in Zimbabwe and citizens of Zimbabwe who are abroad as well. Thank you.
Someone else to say something?
Yeah,
thank you.
So we're also highlighting the humanitarian crisis that is in Zimbabwe at the moment. President Mnangagwa has said that his government is a new dispensation, but what we've seen over the last 2 weeks is completely different to the picture that he's given us. We've had people who've been brutally tortured. We've had people who've been raped. We've had 12 people who've been murdered. And I just find it surprising that the government is treating this as no big deal, but people have lost their lives and we want this to stop. So these are some of the things that we're highlighting in our letter to the Prime Minister, so that they can be aware of the human rights violations that are currently occurring in Zimbabwe, where the government is targeting particular groups of people for systematic torture. This kind of behavior needs to stop. And we're just saying every human life matters. There are no lives that are greater than others. And at the moment, it seems as if the government is considering some lives greater than others. So we want that to stop. And also, people who've been remanded into custody, they've been denied bail. And so we want their human rights to be observed, where they have a right to a free and fair legal system. So these were the concerns that we're putting forward to the PR that we need to be addressed.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone else to say something?
Yeah. I think also the main issue that is worrying us, especially as women, is how women in Zimbabwe are being treated. And it's not something new. It's been happening, and they've been using rape as a tool, to silence women, to intimidate them. Because during the shutdown, what they did as human rights organization, what we think they did, they took the men from the houses to assault them, and they came back to rape women in front of their children. So of all this that is going on, it's women who suffer, and from that moment they don't get medication, they don't get counseling. Those children, those kids, they are traumatized for life. And this is very important, especially for women and children of Zimbabwe, because it's not something that happened today. It's been happening for over and over again. And here in number 10 Downing Street, it's not the first time we come here. I think if someone had an ear to listen our cries, our petitions that we've handed here, this would have never happened. Because every time we bring a petition, we send a petition, they just tell us that they will refer it to someone who is suitable for that position to answer on that matter, of which all the petitions that we have put forward, we have highlighted how women and children in Zimbabwe are being treated. We have highlighted that nothing has changed. Mnangagwa is still the same as Mugabe, because he was his right-hand man, he was his advisor, so there's nothing different. So it's something that we have been crying for over and over, that it must be changed, and it has to change. It has to stop.
Thank you. Anyone else to add something?
Yes, Mr. Mapuma. And one very worrying thing that comes to mind is the fact that the atrocities that are being committed right now are kind of a replay of what happened in the 80s, the Gukura Wundi era. It's exactly what was happening then. The internet today recently was shut down. Similarly, in the past, what happened is that the Midlands and Matabeleland region was a no-go area for the media, both local and international. So what happened is that the government, the military, the 5th Brigade, the CIO and the ZANU-PF militia went into that region, went on to butcher people out of sight of the local and international community. Until after the years of Gukura Wundi, only then were mass graves discovered. So we are very concerned that we might have a repeat of that right now, because we had a period of about 3 or 4 days when the internet was shut down. We don't know what happened then. Details are emerging now of atrocities like the rapes that are being talked about. Only came out a few days ago. So we do expect to hear more atrocities. Another worrying thing is that the official mouthpiece of the government, of the President of Zimbabwe, George Charamba, is on record as saying that what is happening now is just a taste of what is to happen in future.
Yeah.
So officially from the government of Zimbabwe, we are to expect more atrocities to happen of this scale or even higher. So that is very much concerning to us, and we are not going to rest. We are going to lobby the international community and we will keep the spotlight on the Zimbabwean situation until the matters that we are concerned of are addressed. Thank you, Mr. Mapuma.
Anyone else?
I think the president needs to deal with the issues at hand and not with the people.
Yes.
The people are not the enemy. The issues are. And there are issues. Can he address the issues and not the people?
Yes, I'd like to add to that as well. He is in the forefront making all sorts of promises, telling the people that Zimbabwe is open for business, but is Zimbabwe open for the Zimbabweans themselves? People went to protest on the streets because they were discontented with the situation, how they're living day-to-day, their day-to-day lives. We keep hearing stories of all these atrocities that are happening at the hands of the government, and then what is baffling is the response that you get from the government itself. It's disheartening. It's so, you look at it and you really think that, is this really a president of a nation? Does he even care about the people? Is it Zimbabwe for the ZANU-PF and its elite people, or is it Zimbabwe for everyone? Is Zimbabwe open for the Zimbabweans themselves? People don't feel safe to be in their houses. All these atrocities are happening in front of children. We've seen videos of children who've been exposed to all these killings, the beatings. What does that child grow up thinking? What is that child going to grow up and be? What future are we leaving for Zimbabwe today with what is happening today with your presidency and your government, Mr. Mnangagwa? So we're really saying that we need to see a change in Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much. I think you've heard it all. We are here at number 10 Downing Street to end in our petition. Like we tried to hand in our petition as well to Zimbabwean members, and we were pushed out of the building by the Zimbabwean officials there. But anyway, we are not going to tire. We'll keep on fighting. The war is coming. The war is coming, and it's ongoing until we reform. Because I don't think everyone is happy. People are dying, people are being raped, all sorts of things, and people are dying of diseases, no medication, no nothing. Please, Mr. President, can you address those things? Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.